pins scattered on the desk. Another page waiting. The notebook's getting heavier, not from paper but from thoughts. Tiny sketches in the margins, half-finished plans and melodies. Coffee rings mark older pages, evidence of afternoons spent chasing little sparks of inspiration before they slipped away. Some ideas arrive like lightning, others wandering slowly, taking their time before becoming something worth keeping around. Every page holds different versions of who I was that day. You never know which note will matter. Write it down before it leaves, write it down before it fades. Even the smallest observation might become something one day. Write it down before it leaves, fill another empty line. The future sometimes starts quietly inside a notebook like this. Page after page, page after page. Doodles share space with reminders, song ideas next to grocery lists. A beautiful kind of chaos only the owner understands. The pages don't demand perfection, just honesty and curiosity. A place where unfinished thoughts can exist without pressure. Outside, the cafe keeps moving. Inside, another sentence forms. Every creator knows the feeling, a random thought at a random hour that seems insignificant at first until it grows into something larger. The trick is catching it early before distractions pull it away. That's why notebooks stay valuable, even in a digital age. No algorithm can replace the feeling of ink on paper, watching an idea become real, one line at a time. Some pages stay unfinished, some become favorite chapters. Both deserve their place. Write it down before it leaves, write it down before it fades. Even the smallest observation might become something one day. Write it down before it leaves, fill another empty line. The future sometimes starts quietly inside a notebook like this. One more page to fill tonight. Boxes on the shelf, years of collecting. Yeah, yeah. Some came from train stations, some from bookstores by the sea. Others arrived in tiny envelopes from places I've never seen. Animals, logos, flowers, planets, different shapes and different styles. Each one carrying a memory beyond the printed design. A sticker from a rainy vacation, another from a summer fair. Looking through the collection feels like traveling again. The binder keeps growing thicker with every passing year. Little things can hold big stories. Turn another page and smile. Every sticker has a tale. Different cities, different moments gathered in one collection. Turn another page and smile. See where the memories lead. Tiny pieces of adventure saved between transparent sheets. One more page. One more page. The older ones show signs of age, edges curling slightly upward, but that only adds character to the stories they contain. Friends trade duplicates for favorites, creating new memories too. The collection keeps evolving with every shared discovery. Some people collect postcards, some prefer vinyl records. Mine just happen to stick around. Funny how collections begin. One item becomes five become 50. Then suddenly there's a shelf dedicated to them. People ask why I keep them all. The answer's never complicated, cause every piece reminds me of a place, a day, a feeling. Not everything valuable needs to be expensive. Sometimes meaning is enough. The binder closes gently, but the memories stay open. Turn another page and smile. Every sticker has a tale. Different cities, different moments, gathered in one collection. Turn another page and smile. See where the memories lead. Tiny pieces of adventure saved between transparent sheets. Still finding room for more. A bell rings above the door. Welcome to another era. A bell rings above the door. Welcome to another era. Hidden between two old buildings, a narrow shop waits patiently. Its window filled with treasures from decades long gone by. Tin robots stand on shelves next to trains and toy airplanes. Board games with faded boxes still carrying their original charm. Dust dances through afternoon sunlight like confetti from the past. Every corner holds surprises waiting to be rediscovered. The owner knows every story behind every item displayed. Some places feel like time machines. But take another look around. There are wonders on these shelves. Tiny pieces of forgotten history, still shining in their own way. Take another look around. You never know what you'll find. A childhood memory waiting quietly behind another dusty box. Down the alley. Down the alley, 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 down the alley. A wind-up train still circles tracks after all these years. A puppet hangs beside the doorway watching visitors arrive. Old advertisements decorate walls, colors softened by time, creating a world apart from the busy street outside. Every item feels important, not because it's rare, but because somebody once loved it. Technology keeps moving forward, screens getting bigger every year, yet people still stop to admire mechanical toys from another age. Maybe because they remind us how imagination works without batteries or updates. Just creativity and curiosity. Simple objects last in memories, that's a pretty good trade. The bell rings once again. Another customer steps inside. Take another look around. There are wonders on these shelves. Tiny pieces of forgotten history, still shining in their own way. Take another look around. You never know what you'll find. A childhood memory waiting quietly behind another dusty box. The shop stays open for dreamers and collectors. Leaves near the window, morning light on every shelf. Every corner has a planter, every table grows something. Trailing vines across bookcases, little forests in the room. A fern beside the sofa, cactus by the record player. Herbs collecting sunlight near the kitchen window frame. The air feels fresh and different compared to city streets outside, like a hidden greenhouse. Above the noise below, watering cans wait patiently for their next small mission. A room can change with a little green. Let the leaves keep reaching upward, let them dance beside the glass, turning ordinary afternoons into something softer. Let the leaves keep reaching upward, growing slowly day by day. A living kind of decoration that never stays the same. Grow a little more. New shoots appear unexpectedly, rewarding patient attention. Tiny victories in quiet forms, no celebration required. The shelves become a landscape, different heights and shades of green. Every plant with its own rhythm, every pot a separate world. Outside, traffic fills the avenue. Inside, nature writes its own song. Plants teach useful lessons, not dramatic ones, just steady growth happens gradually, often too slowly to notice. Then one day a leaf unfolds and suddenly the progress shows. A reminder that good things don't always happen overnight. Patience isn't glamorous, but it works surprisingly well. The afternoon sun moves slowly across the wooding floor. The leaves follow along. Let the leaves keep reaching upward, let them dance beside the glass, turning ordinary afternoons into something softer. Let the leaves keep reaching upward, growing slowly day by day. A living kind of decoration that never stays the same. Appears tomorrow. Blanket on the chair, book stacked nearby. The armchair sits beside the window, exactly where it always has. Morning sunlight visits first before reaching anywhere else. A small table holds a bookmark, a lamp and a cup of tea. Everything needed for an afternoon without interruptions. The bookshelf stands within reach, filled with familiar companions. Stories waiting patiently to be opened once again. Outside the weather changes often, inside the corner stays the same. Some places earn their meaning slowly. Meet me in my favorite corner, where the pages turn all day. Every chapter opens doorways to another world beyond. Meet me in my favorite corner, where the hours drift away. The best adventures sometimes happen without leaving your chair. One more chapter, one more chapter. Rain sounds better from this chair, winter feels warmer here too. Summer afternoons become easier with a good book in hand. Characters arrive as strangers, then slowly become friends, staying long after the story finally reaches its end. The bookmark keeps moving forward, one page at a time. Yeah, reading has its own rhythm, different from scrolling through headlines. A slower pace that rewards attention and asks for imagination. Every book changes slightly depending on who reads it. Two people share the same pages, yet discover different meanings. That's the magic of stories, they grow alongside the reader. The light outside begins fading. The lamp takes over gently. Still another chapter remains. Meet me in my favorite corner, where the pages turn all day. Every chapter opens doorways to another world beyond. Meet me in my favorite corner, where the hours drift away. The best adventures sometimes happen without leaving your chair. The book closes softly, but tomorrow there's another waiting. Apron on the chair, recipe on the counter. Yeah. The cookbook opens to a page covered with folded corners. A recipe I've never tried, but today feels like the day. Flour settles on the countertop, sugar waits inside a bowl. Measuring cups line up neatly, ready for their moment too. The timer starts its countdown while the oven slowly warms. A little nervous, a little excited to see how this turns out. The batter doesn't look perfect, but neither do first attempts. Sometimes the fun is in the learning. Mix it up and see what happens. Take a chance and trust the process. Not every batch needs perfection to become a favorite memory. Mix it up and see what happens. Watch the kitchen come alive. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every try gets better with time. One more try. Ooh. One more try. Yeah. The sweet aroma starts arriving long before the timer rings, filling every room with evidence that something good is on the way. The edges turn a little golden, the center rises just enough. Not exactly like the picture, but close enough to celebrate. A taste test brings the verdict, better than expected. Nobody masters anything the very first time they try. Every skill begins somewhere, usually with a few mistakes. Recipes are like roadmaps, they point you in the direction, but experience teaches details no instructions can explain. Keep experimenting, keep improving. That's how favorites are created. The oven door swings open, a little victory appears. Mix it up and see what happens. Take a chance and trust the process. Not every batch needs perfection to become a favorite memory. Mix it up and see what happens. Watch the kitchen come alive. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every try gets better with time. Save a piece for tomorrow. Apron on the chair. Blue sky overhead. Water dancing in the driveway. A bucket sits beside the garden. The hose curls across the grass. skies. Perfect weather for a simple test that somehow feels enjoyable. So bubbles catch the sunlight, floating briefly through the air, reflecting tiny rainbows before disappearing again. The radio plays from the garage, keeping steady company, turning an ordinary afternoon into something worth remembering. A layer of dust disappears with every careful pass. Good weather makes everything easier. Wash away the week behind us, let the sunlight do its thing. A clean car and an open afternoon feels surprisingly satisfying. Wash away the week behind us, take it slow and enjoy the day. Sometimes simple routines become the best part of a weekend. Sunshine and water, sunshine and water, sunshine and water. Yeah, neighbors wave while passing by, kids ride bikes along the street. The whole neighborhood feels lighter under skies this clear. The windows sparkle brighter now, the paint reflects the clouds like the cars remembering how good it feels to shine again. The final rinse rolls downward, leaving everything refreshed. There's a rhythm in small chores, people rarely talk about the satisfaction of finishing something with your own hands. No rush, no pressure, just steady progress in motion, turning effort into results one section at a time. Sometimes productivity looks simple, and that's completely fine. The driveway starts drying, the afternoon keeps rolling. Wash away the week behind us, let the sunlight do its thing. A clean car and an open afternoon feels surprisingly satisfying. Wash away the week behind us, take it slow and enjoy the day. Sometimes simple routines become the best part of a weekend. Ready for the next road trip. Moving things around, making room for better ideas. The desk has looked the same for longer than I can remember. Stacks of paper, tangled cables crowding every corner. Today the room feels different, a chance to start again. Shifting shelves and moving lamps, finding better places for everything. The notebook sits within reach now, pens lined up in a row. A plant beside the monitor, adding life to the workspace. The room suddenly feels larger, even though nothing changed. A little order goes a long way. Clear the space and clear the mind, open up a little room. Fresh surroundings bring fresh ideas more often than we realize. Clear the space and clear the mind, let the daylight find its way. Sometimes all it takes is rearranging to see things differently. Move it around, move it around. The shelves hold only what matters, everything else finds another home. Less distraction, more intention, a better place to focus. A favorite photo finds a spot near the corner of the desk. Small reminders make a difference during longer working days. The chair feels more inviting, the room more welcoming. Yeah, environment shapes habits more than people often notice. Tiny changes influence energy without making a sound. Move the desk near sunlight, add a plant, remove clutter. Small Small adjustments create momentum that builds over time. A workspace doesn't need luxury, just purpose and comfort. The room breathes easier now, so do I. Clear the space and clear the mind. Open up a little room. Fresh surroundings bring fresh ideas more often than we realize. Clear the space and clear the mind. Let the daylight find its way. Sometimes all it takes is rearranging to see things differently. Tomorrow starts here. Morning breeze outside, laundry basket by the door. Yeah, the washing machine starts spinning, beginning its familiar song. A soundtrack for a simple day, filled with little routines. Shirts from busy weekdays, blankets from lazy afternoons. Everything gets a second chance to feel brand new again. Sunlight covers the backyard where the clothesline waits patiently. White sheets dance in the breeze like sails on a quiet sea. The scent of detergent lingers, floating gently through the air. Clean starts come in many forms. Hang them high and let them sway. Let the sunshine do the rest. Fresh linen and a gentle breeze make an ordinary day feel bright. Hang them high and let them sway. Watch the hours drift along. Simple moments have a way of staying in the memory. Fresh and clean. Fresh and clean. The basket slowly empties as the line begins to fill. Colorful shirts and soft towels, creating patterns in the yard. A bird lands on the fence nearby, watching without concern. The afternoon moves calmly at its own comfortable pace. By evening, everything is ready, warm from the sun. People chase big milestones, huge achievements and celebrations, but happiness often hides inside smaller experiences. Fresh sheets after a long day, clean clothes folded neatly. The feeling of completion after finishing simple tasks. Those moments count too, maybe more than we realize. The sun starts leaning westward. The clothesline tells the time. Hang them high and let them sway. Let the sunshine do the rest. Fresh linen and a gentle breeze make an ordinary day feel bright. Hang them high and let them sway. Watch the hours drift along. Simple moments have a way of staying in the memory. Another clean day finished. Another clean day finished. A handful of seeds and a little patience. Hey. Soil rests inside the planter, dark and ready for a new life. Tiny seeds disappear beneath it, beginning something unseen. A watering can by the window marks the start of a routine. Morning sunlight, careful tending, trust in nature knows the way. Nothing changes on the first day or the second after that, but hope is never needed proof to keep showing up. The empty pot becomes a promise, waiting quietly to bloom. Good things take their time. Grow when you're ready, I'll be here to watch. Every garden starts with patience, every forest starts this way. Grow when you're ready, no need to rush it all. Small beginnings become wonders, given enough time to grow day by day. Day by day. A tiny sprout appears one morning, almost easy to miss, yet somehow it feels exciting, like meeting an old friend. The leaves unfold gradually, reaching toward the sunlight, following a path written deep inside their design. The planet by the window feels alive in a new way. We live in a fast world, expecting instant results, but nature keeps reminding us that growth follows its own schedule. Roots develop before leaves, progress happens underground long before anyone notices what's taking place above. Trust the process, stay consistent, and let time do its work. The seed becomes a sprout, the sprout becomes a plant. The story keeps going. Grow when you're ready, I'll be here to watch. Every garden starts with patience, every forest starts this way. Grow when you're ready, no need to rush it all. Small beginnings become wonders, given enough time to grow. Grow when you're ready, the sunlight's waiting too. A little water, a little patience, and the future starts to bloom. Tomorrow there'll be another leaf. Morning reflections dancing on the water, boats drifting past the windows. Yeah. Yeah. The canal runs through the city like a ribbon made of glass, carrying stories every morning from one neighborhood to the next. Small cafes open their shutters, flower boxes greet the day. A baker waves from across the bridge while bicycles pass below. The water mirrors painted buildings, stretching colors into lines, turning ordinary architecture into moving works of art. A fisherman prepares his boat as sunlight reaches the docks. The whole town wakes together at a comfortable pace. Some places never rush the morning. Take the long way through the city, follow where the water goes. Every bridge and every corner has a story of its own. Take the long way through the city, let the current set the mood. Nothing here is asking for speed, and that's what makes it good. Easy flowing, like the water through the town. Children feed birds by the railing, artists sketch beside the banks. Tourists stop to take a picture, locals barely notice now. Afternoons bring open windows, music drifting through the air. Conversations bounce between buildings, crossing slowly over water. The canal keeps moving steadily past every familiar place, linking lives together quietly, without saying a word. Every city has a heartbeat. Some move fast, some move slower. This one found its rhythm years ago and never needed changing. Water teaches patience naturally, always moving, never rushing, finding pathways through the landscape without forcing anything. Maybe that's the secret here, a town built around balance, where people still make time to enjoy where they are. lights appear one by one, reflecting softly in the canal. Take the long way through the city, follow where the water goes. Every bridge and every corner has a story of its own. Take the long way through the city, let the current set the mood. Nothing here is asking for speed, and that's what makes it good. The water keeps moving long after the day is done. Sunrise over the market stalls. The day starts early here. Vendors arrange baskets carefully, filled with fruit and vegetables. Bright colors line the pathways before most people wake up. Fresh bread arrives from the bakery. Flowers appear beside tea leaves. The scent of herbs and citrus mixes with morning air. Neighbors greet each other warmly, sharing news between purchases. A routine repeated daily, yet never feeling old. The market feels alive and vibrant for a few precious hours. Catch it before the morning slips away. Before noon, everything happens here. The freshest colors of the morning gathered in one place. Before noon, the town comes alive. A few short hours full of energy before the stalls disappear. Before noon, coffee cups sit on counters, steam rising into sunlight. Shoppers carry woven baskets, already planning the day ahead. A musician plays near the entrance, adding rhythm to the crowd. Children point towards sweet pastries, trying to change someone's mind. Then little by little it changes. The pace begins to slow. Boxes empty, tables clear. Another market morning ends. There's beauty in temporary things, things that don't last all day. A sunrise, a fresh loaf of bread. A market that closes by noon because it ends. People value it, showing up while it's here. Understanding certain moments only happen once each day. That feeling keeps the place special year after year. The crowd gets smaller now. The sunlight climbs higher. Before noon, everything happens here. The freshest colors of the morning gathered in one place. Before noon, the town comes alive. A few short hours full of energy before the stalls disappear. Tomorrow morning it returns again. Little houses on the hillside, clouds passing overhead. The road winds gently upward, past gardens and stone walls, leading toward a small community tucked beside the rolling hills. Neighbors know each other's names. Dogs nap near front porches. Laundry sways between houses, following the afternoon breeze. The view stretches for miles across fields and distant forests. A reminder that simple places can hold extraordinary scenery. Life feels a little slower here, but nobody seems to mind. The hill remembers every season. Stay a while on the hillside, watch the shadows cross the fields. Every day moves with its own from up here and somehow simpler too. Up the hill, up the hill. An old cafe near the corner serves tea beside homemade cakes. Visitors arrive occasionally, then end up staying longer. The evening brings golden sunlight, paint and rooftop sand betones. Children play until dinner time across the narrow streets. The village settles gradually as daylight starts to fade. Modern life talks about progress, usually measured by speed. But places like this remind us that's not the only way. Community still matters here. People stop and say hello, a small habit that somehow makes the whole place feel warmer. Maybe success isn't always bigger, sometimes it's closer. The last sunlight touches the hill. One more day comes to a close. Stay a while on the hillside, watch the shadows cross the fields. Every day moves with its own rhythm, and nobody rushes the clock. Stay a while on the hillside, see the colors start to change. The world feels bigger from up here and somehow simpler too. The lights appear in every window. Branches overhead, a road hidden beneath leaves. Yeah, the trees meet above the roadway, creating a living ceiling. Sunlight filters through the branches, painting patterns on the ground. Cyclists ride beneath the canopy, walking past, run beside it. Every season changes the scenery without changing the route. Birdsong replaces traffic noise for long stretches of the road, making the journey feel different from every other street. The shade arrives naturally, even on warmer afternoons. Some roads become destinations. Follow the road beneath the branches, let the green surround your day. Every step feels a little lighter underneath the leaves. Follow the road beneath the branches, watch the sunlight dance around. A simple walk becomes an adventure when the trees lead the way. Autumn paints the path in gold, spring brings blossoms overhead. Summer fills the air with birds, winter shows the branches bare. Yet every version has its charm. Every season tells a story, making the same familiar road feel new again. People slow their pace naturally, without realizing why. Yeah. Nature changes how we move, how we think, and how we feel. A tree-lined road can do more than planners ever intended, giving people room to wander, room to notice little things. A butterfly crossing the path, or sunlight shifting through leaves. Small experiences add up more than we often realize. The path continues forward, still covered in green. Follow the road beneath the branches, let the green surround your day. Every step feels a little lighter underneath the leaves. Follow the road beneath the branches, watch the sunlight dance around. A simple walk becomes an adventure when the trees lead the way. The canopy stretches farther ahead. Open signs lighten up. Another day begins. Yeah. The street isn't very famous. You won't find it in brochures, but locals know every storefront and every familiar face. A bakery opens before sunrise. A florist arranges bouquets. A tailor adjusts window displays, preparing for the morning crowd. Next door a record shop plays music that drifts onto the sidewalk, mixing with conversations and the scent of fresh bread. Each business has its own character, its own place in the story. The little places make the street. Walk along the row of storefronts, see what catches your eye. Every door leads somewhere different, every shop has its charm. Walk along the row of storefronts, take your time and look around. The best discoveries happen slowly on streets like these, shop by shop. Shop by shop. A bookstore shares a wall with a cafe full of plants. A bicycle repair stand waits nearby, ready for the next customer. The owners greet familiar visitors, remembering names and stories, turning simple transactions into conversations. The street feels connected, like everyone belongs there. Yeah. The big places have their advantages, but small shops offer something else. A sense of personality you can't mass produce. The owner recommends a book or remembers your usual order. Tiny moments that make a neighborhood feel more like home. That's why people keep returning long after trends move on. The afternoon becomes evening. The signs begin to shine brighter. Walk along the row of storefronts, see what catches your eye. Every door leads somewhere different, every shop has its charm. Walk along the row of storefronts, take your time and look around. The best discoveries happen slowly on streets like these. Walk along the row of storefronts, there's always something new, a hidden favorite waiting quietly just around the corner. The street stays lively into the night. Spinning wheel turning slow, morning light across the tables. Shelves are lined with waiting pieces, cups and bowls in different shapes. Some still dry and near the window, some already fired and glazed. Hands covered in soft clay dust, learning through another try. Every curve becomes a lesson, every mark tells where it's been. The wheel keeps spinning steady, like a rhythm section groove, turning simple earth and water into something built to last. Coffee cools beside a sketchbook filled with future designs. Nothing perfect on the first attempt. Shape it little by little, let the process lead the way. Every fingerprint and texture makes it one of a kind. Shape it little by little, watch the form begin to grow. A simple block becomes a story, turning slowly in your head. Round and round, 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 round. afternoon arrives quietly through tall workshop windows, casting shadows on the shelves, full of experiments and dreams. A mug with the crooked handle still deserves a place to stay, because imperfections often carry more character than planned. Kilns are warming in the corner, preparing for the night. Making things by hand reminds us not everything should happen fast. Some results need repetition, patience building every skill. The value isn't just the object, it's the hours that shaped it, the practice, the mistakes, the small improvements over time. That's what gives hand-rained pieces their own personality. The kiln door closes softly. Tomorrow brings a surprise. Shape it little by little, let the process lead the way. Every fingerprint and texture makes it one of a kind. Shape it little by little, watch the form begin to grow. A simple block becomes a story, turning slowly in your hands. Another piece joins the shelf. Headphones on, red light glowing above the booth. The studio isn't very large, just enough room for ideas. A microphone near the window, and cables running everywhere. Someone taps a rhythm lightly, someone rewrites a melody, searching for the perfect version of a song that's still evolving. The speakers play the chorus back again and then again, each listen revealing details nobody noticed before. Outside the city keeps moving, inside the music comes first. One more take could be the one. Run it back, let's try again. Maybe this time we'll catch it right. Every version gets a little closer to the feeling we're chasing. Run it back, let's try again. No reason to rush the sound. Good songs know when they're ready, and today we're getting there. Take 4, take 5, keep it rolling. Coffee cups collect on tables, beside notebooks full of lyrics. Late night conversations become part of the creative process. A bass line finds its pocket, the drums settle into place. Suddenly the whole arrangement starts breathing on its own. Everyone notices the moment when the track finally clicks. People hear the finished record but rarely see the journey there. The drafts, revisions, rough ideas stacked behind every release. Hours spent adjusting details that most listeners won't catch. Yet every tiny decision helps build the bigger picture. The best songs aren't discovered, they're developed over time. The booth light turns back on, another take begins. Run it back, let's try again. Maybe this time we'll catch it right. Every version gets a little closer to the feeling we're chasing. Run it back, let's try again. No reason to rush the sound. Good songs know when they're ready, and today we're getting there. Save the session before we leave. Rows of frames on the wall, stories waiting inside. Yeah. Some hold family photographs, some display painted landscapes. Others wait for future memories yet to be placed within. Different woods and different colors, simple lines or detailed edges. Each frame chosen carefully to match the moment it surrounds. A wedding photo from last summer, a sketch from years ago. Everything feels more complete once it finds the right border. The shop smells faintly of cedar and freshly cut wood. Every picture deserves a home. Find the frame that fits the memory. Find the shape that feels just right. Some moments stay a little longer when they're hanging on the wall. Find the frame that fits the memory. Let the story settle in. A simple image becomes a treasure when you see it every day. Frame by frame, frame by frame. Yeah, customers bring photographs carefully wrapped inside protective sleeves, sharing little pieces of their lives with the person behind the counter. Travel pictures, graduation days, old portraits from decades back. Different stories, same intention, to preserve what matters most. The workshop buzzes softly with measured craftsmanship. Photos freeze a single second, yet that second keeps expanding every time somebody looks again and remembers where they were. Frames don't create the memory, they simply help protect it, giving moments a place to stay instead of drifting away. Sometimes that's enough, sometimes that's everything. The last nail finds its place, the picture's finally ready. Find the frame that fits the memory. Find the shape that feels just right. Some moments stay a little longer when they're hanging on the wall. Find the frame that fits the memory. Let the story settle in. A simple image becomes a treasure when you see it every day. Another memory finds a home. Tents lined across the square, weekend energy everywhere. The market opens with the sunlight, artists setting up their stands. Jewelry, candles, notebooks, pottery made by patient hands. People wander through the aisles, searching for something unique, talking directly with creators about how each item began. Music drifts between the booths, mixing with friendly chatter. The whole place feels connected by creativity and curiosity. Every table tells a story different from the next. You can feel the care in every piece. Take a walk through the market, see what catches your eye. Every handmade creation carries a little piece of someone's world. Take a walk through the market, spend the afternoon exploring. The best discoveries are waiting. Just be on the next booth. Handmade days. Handmade days. Yeah, children stop at painted toys, collectors browse through prints. Friends compare favorite finds while sipping iced tea nearby. A ceramic artist explains glazes, a painter signs a canvas. The personal touch remains in every interaction. The afternoon moves quickly, when there's so much to see. Mass production has its place, but handmade work feels different, because every object carries evidence of human effort. The hours spent designing, the practice behind the skill, the passion that keeps someone creating long after the workday ends. That's what people take home along with the purchase. The sun begins sinking lower, but the crowd stays a while. Take a walk through the market, see what catches your eye. Every handmade creation carries a little piece of someone's world. Take a walk through the market, spend the afternoon exploring. The best discoveries are waiting. Just be on the next booth. Another weekend worth remembering. Rows of records stacked high, a soft crackle fills the room. The shelves stretch wall to wall, organized by year and genre. Thousands of albums waiting for their turn on the turntable. Jazz beside soul collections, funk next to old soundtracks. Every cover tells a story before the needle even drops. Dust jackets show the history, corners softened by time. Proof these records have been loved across many different years. The room feels like a museum, built for listening instead of looking. Every album holds a doorway. Pull another record from the shelf, see where the music goes. Different decades, different cities, spinning underneath the needle. Pull another record from the shelf, let the speakers tell the tale. Some songs never lose their magic, no matter how much time goes by. Side A, side B, keep it spinning. Side A, side B, keep it spinning. A forgotten album surprises with a groove nobody expected, turning an ordinary evening into a memorable session. The turntable rotates steadily while the room settles in, music filling every corner like an old familiar friend. Hours disappear naturally, one record after another. Streaming makes music endless, available in a second, but records ask for commitment, a different kind of listening. Choosing an album carefully, hearing it from start to finish, experiencing the sequence exactly as it was intended. That's why collectors keep searching for one more favorite find. The needle reaches the center, another side is waiting. Pull another record from the shelf, see where the music goes. Different decades, different cities, spinning underneath the needle. Pull another record from the shelf, let the speakers tell the tale. Some songs never lose their magic, no matter how much time goes by. From the shelf, stay a little longer here. The night is still unfolding, and the music's just begun. One more album before midnight. Windows down, favorite song on. Nothing slowing us today, yeah. avenues crowded, filled with lines of red brake lights. But somehow this morning feels different. The road stretches far ahead. Every traffic signal changes right before we reach the line. Like the city made an agreement to keep everybody moving. Coffee rise beside the dashboard. Sunlight paints the steering wheel. The skyline passes comfortably without interruption. Even familiar intersections feel brand new somehow. Some days just work out perfectly. Green lights all day, green lights all day. Every turn arrives on time and the road keeps rolling. Green lights all day, green lights all day. No delays, no waiting around, just music in motion. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. The river bridge is wide open, no backup at the crossing. Delivery trucks and bicycles share the morning peacefully, yes. Storefronts slide by the window, people starting their routines, while the car becomes a front row seat to another city day. The playlist reaches favorite tracks at exactly the right moment. Yeah, everybody talks about big wins, big moments and celebrations, but sometimes happiness arrives as an unexpectedly easy commute. No rushing, no frustration, no checking the clock repeatedly, just smooth pavement ahead and enough time to enjoy the ride. It's funny how small victories can improve an entire day. One more green light, one more lucky break. Green lights all day, green lights all day. Every turn arrives on time and the road keeps rolling. Green lights all day, green lights all day. No delays, no waiting around, just music in motion. The destination comes too soon. Curtains moving by themselves, a perfect day outside. The morning starts with open windows, fresh air filling every room. No need for fans or air conditioning, the weather handles everything. Tree branches sway together like they're dancing to a rhythm. Leaves scatter little shadows across the sidewalk below. People linger at cafes longer, cyclists take the scenic route. Even errands feel enjoyable with conditions like these. The breeze follows through the city, making every street feel lighter. You can feel it everywhere. What a day for taking it slow. What a day for being outside. The air feels easy to breathe and the hours feel longer. What a day for taking it slow. What a day for wandering free. Every corner feels inviting when the weather's on your side all day long. All day long. Yeah. Laundry dries beside the garden, kites appear above the park. Friends gather on cafe patios without checking the forecast. The afternoon stays comfortable, refusing to become too warm. A rare gift in the middle of a busy season. Evening arrives without changing much, still carrying that pleasant air. Not every perfect day needs a complicated plan. Sometimes all you need is weather that makes everything feel easier. Take a walk, grab a drink, call a friend, explore a street. The breeze turns ordinary moments into something memorable. Nature doing all the work, we just get to enjoy it. The sun begins to settle, but the breeze remains. What a day for taking it slow. What a day for being outside. The air feels easy to breathe, and the hours feel longer. What a day for taking it slow. What a day for wandering free. Every corner feels inviting when the weather's on your side. Still perfect after sunset. Still perfect after sunset. Still perfect after sunset. Ropes untied from the dock. Morning crossing begins. The ferry leaves the harbor while the town is waking up. Seagulls circle above the water, searching for the first meal. Passengers gather quietly, holding coffee in paper cups, watching sunlight spread slowly across the bay ahead. The engine keeps a steady rhythm, matching perfectly with the waves, creating a soundtrack for commuters starting another day. The shoreline grows more distant as the water opens wide. Morning always feels different at sea. Ride the first ferry out across the silver water, leaving yesterday behind with every passing wave. Ride the first ferry out, see the coastline drift away. A fresh beginning waiting on the opposite shore. Across the bay, across the bay. The city appears in fragments, glass towers catching sunlight. Fishing boats head toward open water, beginning their own routines. The deck fills with conversations as people settle into the ride. Some read newspapers quietly, others simply enjoy the view. The crossing isn't very long, yet nobody seems impatient. Travel changes perspective, even short distances matter. A ferry ride can separate one state of mind from another. A few minutes on the water creates room to think, away from traffic and schedules and all the usual noise. That's why people love crossings more than destinations. Sometimes the dock comes into view, another journey completed. Ride the first ferry out across the silver water, leaving yesterday behind with every passing wave. Ride the first ferry out, see the coastline drift away. A fresh beginning waiting on the opposite shore. The day is just beginning. Colors rolling down the street, a garden on four wheels. Yeah. The flower truck arrives each morning, brighter than every storefront. Buckets filled with fresh bouquets, lining every shelf inside. Sunflowers catch the sunlight, daisies dance beside roses. Lavender and eucalyptus bring fragrance to the avenue. People stop while passing by, even when they aren't shopping, just to admire the colors gathered in one place. The truck transforms the corner into a tiny celebration. Flowers have a way of changing moods. Pick a bunch for someone special. Pick a bunch for yourself. A little color goes a long way through an ordinary week. Pick a bunch for someone special. Take some beauty home today. Fresh flowers by the window make every room feel brighter. Fresh blooms. Fresh blooms. Yeah. Customers browse carefully, comparing shapes and shades, creating combinations that reflect their own personality. A child chooses yellow tulips, someone else prefers peonies. Every bouquet leaves the truck with a different destination. The florist ties another ribbon with practiced hands. Yeah, people think gifts need to be grand to make a lasting impression, but flowers prove otherwise. Simple gestures still matter. A small bouquet can change the feeling of an entire room, adding color, fragrance, life without asking much in return. Maybe that's why they remain timeless, generation after generation. The truck moves to another street, carrying spring wherever it goes. Pick a bunch for someone special. Pick a bunch for yourself. A little color goes a long way through an ordinary week. Pick a bunch for someone special. Take some beauty home today. Fresh flowers by the window make every room feel brighter. The street feels happier now. Waves against the shore. Wind moving through the grass. The island isn't very large, but it feels impossible to leave. Rolling hills meet rocky beaches under endless open skies. The wind arrives every morning, crossing oceans before it gets here, bringing salt and distant stories from places far away. Bicycles lean beside cottages, boats rest in sheltered coves. Life follows natural rhythm set by weather and tides. Every path leads toward the sea, no matter where it starts. The wind knows every corner here. Follow where the wind goes, across the fields and shoreline. Every day feels open wide on this island of motion. Follow where the wind goes, let it carry all your worries out beyond the horizon, where they disappear from view. Flowers bend together along the cliffside trails. Seabirds ride invisible currents above the crashing waves. Afternoons pass effortlessly, we're nowhere urgent to be, just long walks and ocean views stretching toward forever. The island teaches patience without saying a word. Cities move on schedules, this place moves with the weather. A different philosophy, but maybe a healthier one. Wake with the sunrise, rest when the evening comes, trusting nature's rhythm instead of fighting against it. Some lessons arrive quietly, carried by the wind. The sun drops toward the water, painting gold across the sea. Follow where the wind goes, across the fields and shoreline. Every day feels open wide on this island of motion. Follow where the wind goes, let it carry all your worries out beyond the horizon, where they disappear from view. Follow where the wind goes. Follow where the wind goes. There's still time before night. The waves keep singing softly, and the journey isn't done. The wind keeps traveling, long after dark.